Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales, will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversation.
In a moment that stunned the royal family and the world, King Charles delivered a thunderous speech that changed everything. With the eyes of millions watching, he made the unthinkable official. Queen Camilla has been dethroned, and in her place, Catherine will now lead. Gasps echoed through the palace as Camilla's face fell, while Princess Kate stood in disbelief. This wasn't just a title change. It was a powerful shift in royal destiny. But why now? And what led to this bold history-making decision? The truth is absolutely jaw-dropping. The unseen power behind the crown. In a quiet but groundbreaking shakeup behind palace walls, Buckingham Palace has confirmed what many insiders have suspected for months. Things are changing, fast. While King Charles still holds the crown, a different kind of power is quietly gathering strength under the public radar. Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has stepped into a role unlike any we've seen in modern royal history. No grand fanfare, no dramatic announcement, yet those close to the throne are calling this the most significant internal shift since Queen Elizabeth's early reign. Far from ceremonial, Catherine's rise comes with real influence. Insiders say she's now steering the royal family's public image, guiding long-term initiatives and shaping key engagements that define the monarchy's role in Britain and the world. It's subtle, but profound. While King Charles continues to fulfill his duties, his ongoing battle with cancer has limited his public presence and accelerated the need for new leadership. With the monarch confronting a deeply personal health scare and an increasingly unstable international landscape, including controversial remarks from political figures like former U.S. President Donald Trump, there's little room for missteps. Stability is everything, and Catherine is stepping up. Unlike others thrust into the spotlight by urgency or scandal, Catherine's preparation has been meticulous. She's taken years to build credibility, strengthen diplomatic relationships, and earn the trust of the public. Her consistent work in early childhood development and public health has not only won admiration, but also built a track record of impact. Her calm, methodical demeanor and ability to connect with both world leaders and everyday citizens have made her the monarchy's most reliable figure in these uncertain times. A high-ranking palace aide revealed that Catherine isn't just reacting, she's planning. She understands that the royal family must evolve or risk fading into irrelevance, especially with younger generations growing increasingly skeptical of age-old institutions. In her, they see something different, a royal who doesn't just wave from balconies, but one who listens, adapts, and works with purpose. Her speeches, her campaigns, her manner, they all speak to a deeper awareness of the modern world's expectations. But for Catherine to rise, someone had to step back. That someone is Queen Camilla. Once a central figure at the king's side, Camilla's public role has been noticeably scaled down. Though she retains her title as Queen Consort and continues her charity work, her influence on royal strategy and daily operations has quietly faded. Palace sources suggest that the decision wasn't made lightly. Charles, ever mindful of the public's mixed feelings about Camilla, especially given her connection to the late Princess Diana, opted for an image of renewal over tradition. The monarchy needed a fresh face to lead it into the future, and Catherine fit the role. To her credit, Camilla accepted the change with grace, knowing it marked a pivotal moment for the royal family's survival. Many admire her past efforts, especially in literacy and domestic violence advocacy. But the cultural tide has shifted. The world is looking for new energy, and Catherine has it. Her growing popularity among younger audiences, both in Britain and abroad, only solidified her positioning. As one palace insider put it, Camilla walked so Catherine could run. Catherine's strength lies in her refusal to chase the spotlight. She let her actions speak louder. Her journey has been steady, thoughtful, and filled with moments of connection, from school classrooms to international summits. Her ability to read the room, both literally and politically, has set her apart, from her royal predecessors. During a recent tour in Canada, her careful crafting of King Charles' speech softened political tensions and boosted royal approval. She's not just tagging along on royal visits anymore. She's shaping them, molding the monarchy's message for a new generation. And while the world sees her grace and glamour behind the scenes, Catherine is orchestrating a larger mission, one that merges tradition with innovation, compassion with action. Her commitment to mental health advocacy, sustainable living, and youth empowerment is building the royal family's future one step at a time. And now, a tale of love and suffering. But what heartbreak forced the crown to choose her? Was it strategy, sympathy, or something far more personal? Stay with us. Princess in Pain, Hidden Struggles in a Loveless Palace. Once upon a time, in the world of royal castles and golden carriages, there lived a gentle young woman named Diana. She was not just beautiful, but full of dreams. Big, hopeful dreams that painted her future like the fairy tales she adored. Diana found joy in the simplest things: the laughter of children, the comfort of solitude, and the soft rustling of trees in her family's grand estate. Though she came from wealth and privilege, what she longed for most was something money couldn't buy: true, lasting love. Then came Prince Charles. To many, he was the perfect picture of royalty: handsome, intelligent, and destined to rule a kingdom. When their paths crossed, Diana was just 19, full of youth and wonder, while Charles was older, more experienced, and already wrapped in the complicated fabric of royal life. But Diana saw only the possibility. She believed in the magic of first love, and Charles seemed to fit that dream. Their courtship was swift, dazzling the public and consuming the media. Diana, with her soft smile and graceful presence, appeared to be the perfect princess. She came from a noble lineage and brought fresh energy into the royal fold. When Charles proposed, the world cheered. It felt like a fairy tale brought to life. But behind the curtain of this royal romance was a name whispered in the shadows: Camilla. She had known Charles long before Diana ever wore her first tiara. While many assumed Camilla was simply a friend from the past, there were deeper ties, ones rooted in quiet devotion and unfinished business. At first, Diana believed their bond was innocent, but slowly, she noticed troubling signs. Charles wasn't as present. His eyes often wandered, and his heart seemed elsewhere. Diana tried to brush it off, telling herself they were just old friends. Still, the weight of doubt began to settle on her shoulders. As time went on, the truth became harder to ignore. Charles wasn't just holding on to a memory, he was holding on to another woman. The realization crushed Diana. She had entered marriage hoping for affection and loyalty, but instead found herself sharing the man she loved with someone who refused to disappear from his life. The pain was immense, yet Diana bore it quietly. In public, she was the image of poise, waving to crowds, smiling for cameras. But behind palace walls, she was unraveling. Her sadness took a toll, showing in her fragile frame and haunted eyes. She cried in silence, her loneliness growing with each passing day. Despite everything, she tried to stay strong. She smiled, dressed in elegance, and walked beside Charles with grace. But her eyes told another story, a story of heartbreak, confusion, and deep emotional scars. Each encounter with Camilla felt like a dagger to the heart, a painful reminder of what she lacked in her marriage. Their rivalry wasn't just about a man. It was about betrayal, identity, and a deep longing to be loved. Diana, with all her innocence, felt robbed of the life she thought she'd found. Camilla, unwavering and composed, had a history with Charles that refused to be erased. Trapped in the same royal web, the two women became unwilling players in a tragic love triangle. Still, Diana never let the pain steal her kindness. She comforted strangers, embraced the sick, and shared her time with the forgotten. Her heartbreak didn't harden her, it softened her. That's what made her unforgettable. Now Catherine's strategic vision. But just how deep does her influence run, and could she be quietly preparing to lead far more than anyone imagined? Keep watching. The Princess, Redefining Royal Leadership. Princess Catherine's journey through the British royal family has been anything but ordinary. Her growing role isn't just defined by royal protocol or polite appearances, it's built on a foundation of purpose, strategy, and heartfelt connection with the people she serves. From her earliest public duties, Catherine made it clear she wasn't interested in simply upholding ceremonial traditions. She set out to make a real difference, and her actions have spoken louder than any royal decree. With each step forward, she has carefully shaped a role that blends warmth with vision. Her deep commitment to early childhood development stands as a cornerstone of her mission. Catherine's Shaping Us campaign, a powerful initiative under the Royal Foundation's Center for Early Childhood, aims to highlight how the first 5 years of a child's life shape everything that follows, from mental health to lifelong well-being. But she doesn't just speak about these issues, she listens, she studies, she acts. The campaign goes beyond feel-good headlines and polished press releases. It's about real solutions that touch real lives. Drawing from powerful research and testimonies, Catherine has spotlighted how early trauma, from homelessness to addiction, often traces back to a child's earliest experiences. And instead of pushing this knowledge into the background, she's bringing it into the heart of public conversation. She believes that in order to create a healthier society, we must start with the smallest, most vulnerable members, our children. This isn't charity, it's groundwork for generational change. Her vision became reality through the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood, a space that connects scientists, policymakers, and community leaders to build smarter strategies for better futures. This isn't a vanity project or a photo opportunity. It's a focused, informed effort that combines data with compassion. The center's work is transforming the way people think about parenting, public health, and policy. And Catherine is the driving force behind it all. But her influence doesn't stop at childhood development. She has become a bold voice in the ongoing conversation about mental health. Catherine has spoken candidly about the emotional toll that life can take, especially on parents and young people. In doing so, she has helped tear down the silence and shame that often surrounds mental illness. Her openness offers comfort to those struggling and reminds the public that even within the walls of a palace, the fight for mental wellness is very real. She's also taken her responsibility for the environment seriously. Catherine actively supports sustainable practices and environmental awareness, using her platform to encourage greener lifestyles. Whether planting trees, promoting conservation, or championing eco-conscious causes, her efforts show that she's thinking not just of today, but of tomorrow. Her actions speak of a royal who's not only observing tradition, but transforming it, preserving what matters, while shaping what must change. What truly sets her apart is her ability to make leadership feel personal. She blends grace with grit, empathy with intelligence, and public duty with private understanding. Catherine walks a delicate line, honoring centuries of royal heritage while gently nudging the crown into the 21st century. Every smile, every speech, every project she leads adds to a legacy that feels both timeless and urgently modern. And now let's look at the delicate origins of Princess Catherine. Could Diana's pain possibly have to do with the crown's future hope? Stay with us. The silent rise of Catherine. Long before she wore jewels or walked beside royalty, Catherine Elizabeth Middleton was simply a girl raised in the warmth of a loving home. Born on January 9, 1982 in Reading, Berkshire, Catherine's life began in a world far removed from royal spotlights. Her earliest memories weren't about royal protocols or palace routines. They were about bedtime stories, cozy dinners, and laughter echoing through a modest family house. Her childhood was not lavish, but it was rich in all the things that mattered: stability, affection, and meaning. Her parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, were grounded and kind-hearted. Michael, a quiet, thoughtful man with a passion for the outdoors, worked for British Airways, but always made time for his family. He was the kind of father who never missed a school event and always had time for an evening walk or a thoughtful conversation. Carol, once a flight attendant, was spirited and sharp. She ran the household with energy and precision, always knowing where everything was and ensuring the family felt organized and loved. Her warmth made every holiday magical, every birthday unforgettable, and every ordinary moment feel special. Catherine was their first child, soon joined by her sister Pippa, and later their brother James. Together, the three siblings shared a happy and untroubled childhood. They explored the garden, built secret forts, and shared countless giggles, squabbles, and bedtime whispers. As the oldest, Catherine often took on the role of nurturer. She was gentle, empathetic, and calm, a natural peacemaker with a quiet strength. Even in childhood, people felt at ease around her. The Middletons weren't aristocrats, but they created a home that many would envy, full of support, care, and joy. They taught their children the value of kindness and the importance of family. While their lifestyle was comfortable, it was never extravagant. Vacations were simple and wholesome. Meals were shared. Emotions were expressed freely. Catherine grew up knowing she was deeply loved, and that emotional foundation would later become the bedrock of her poise and inner confidence. When Catherine was young, the family moved to Bucklebury, a peaceful village surrounded by rolling fields and country charm. Here, she developed a deep bond with nature. Her days were filled with flower picking, long bike rides, and countryside picnics. This connection to the land gave her a sense of calm and clarity that she still carries today. She grew to love quiet moments and embraced the rhythm of the seasons, shaping her heart into something both gentle and resilient. Education was important in the Middleton household. Catherine, ever curious and focused, took to learning with enthusiasm. She loved reading, solving puzzles, and engaging with ideas. Her parents ensured she had the best opportunities, sending her first to a nurturing nursery school, then to St. Andrew's School in Pangbourne, where she thrived academically and socially. She was known not for being loud or attention-seeking, but for being kind, diligent, and quietly inspiring. Her teachers and classmates admired her balanced mix of humility and strength. Sports became another channel for her growth. Whether it was hockey, tennis, or swimming, Catherine gave her all. Competitive, but never cruel. Confident, but never arrogant. She worked hard and lifted others, showing that leadership could come from compassion rather than dominance. At home, her bond with her siblings deepened. Pippa remained her closest confidant, and little James added mischief and joy to their lives. They shared an unbreakable connection, one that held strong even as life became more complex. In time, Carol and Michael launched a business called Party Pieces, selling party supplies online. It was a family venture, and Catherine witnessed firsthand the value of commitment and teamwork. Her parents balanced success with humility, showing her that hard work didn't have to come at the cost of family or values. Their unity became a quiet inspiration for her. As a teenager, Catherine enrolled at Marlborough College, a prestigious boarding school. It was a new chapter, one that demanded independence. But even as she stepped into a broader world, she stayed rooted in the lessons of home. Listen more, speak with sincerity, and lead with kindness. Letters and calls kept her connected to her family, and holiday reunions were filled with joy. No cameras were chasing her, no media frenzy, just the simple life of a girl growing into herself. She didn't strive to be a princess, but she was already learning the grace, strength, and selflessness that the role would one day require. In every quiet hug, every walk in the woods, and every lesson learned at the dinner table, a future leader was taking shape. And now, that little girl's gentle steps have brought her to the heart of a new royal chapter. Could her humble beginnings be the very reason she's destined to redefine what royalty means? Stay with us. The heart of a new royal chapter. In a time when the monarchy faces scrutiny and shifting global expectations, a quiet transformation is taking place behind palace walls, one that centers around Princess Catherine. No longer seen as just the elegant wife of Prince William, she has grown into a powerful symbol of grace, modernity, and royal resilience. King Charles, navigating a time of personal health battles and reflections on his legacy, is said to view Catherine not just as a senior royal, but as the future face of the crown itself. Those close to the king say his recent health scares have pushed him to think long-term, prompting a deeper emotional investment in shaping the future. And in his eyes, Catherine is the answer. In private conversations, Charles has described her as not only intelligent and poised, but as someone who leads with quiet strength and kindness, qualities he believes the next era of the monarchy desperately needs. His decision to give her more responsibility wasn't political, it was personal. Insiders claim that during a closed-door meeting at Clarence's house, Charles referred to Catherine as a beacon for the monarchy. His confidence in her is not simply symbolic, it's strategic. Catherine's calm presence, diplomatic approach, and effortless charm have made her a favorite across generations and countries. Her connection with the public, especially on global tours, has given the royal family a renewed sense of relevance. Prince William fully supports his wife's growing role. He sees it as natural, fitting into his own preparation to one day take the throne. Their bond, strong, supportive, and equal, offers a rare example of partnership within royal ranks. Yet, not everyone within the palace is embracing this shift. Sources whisper that Queen Camilla's circle is unsettled. Despite her years of dedication and loyalty, some feel she is being sidelined. And while Catherine has gone out of her way to keep peace, personally reaching out to Camilla with warmth and care, a quiet tension continues to linger. It's not born out of conflict, but of contrast. Catherine's effortless popularity and Camilla's years of struggle for acceptance create an invisible wall neither woman can fully tear down. The public, however, is watching with excitement. Online, they hail Catherine as the people's princess, hoping she'll bring fresh energy to an aging institution. And as global eyes turn once again toward the royal family, whispers grow louder. Why now? Why her? Is this about modernizing the monarchy or protecting it from within? This rising tide of change marks a turning point, a fresh era for the royal family. But could Catherine's quiet ascent also be rewriting royal history from the inside out? Stay tuned. Catherine and the quiet rebirth of the royals. Catherine's journey has been anything but ordinary. Long before she stood poised at the edge of royal transformation, she was simply a university student with hopes, goals, and a quiet confidence. She wasn't born into royalty, but, as fate would have it, she would marry into it, yet never blindly follow its script. Instead, Catherine made her mark, steadily shaping a path that reflects not just tradition, but evolution. With each step forward, she brought grace, patience, and an inner strength that never needed to be loud to be felt. Now recognized across the world, Catherine has become a symbol of balance, effortlessly managing life as a loving mother, a committed royal, and a woman with her voice and passions. She's not just performing royal duties, she's redefining what those duties can mean. People see themselves in her, not because she's perfect, but because she's real, someone who handles pressure with calm and power with humility. A pivotal moment came in 2014 when she spoke on resilience during the Christmas Carol service. Her words weren't polished statements, they were heartfelt, raw, and full of hope. That speech opened a window into her true self. Someone who leads not just with protocol, but with compassion. It was that same empathy and quiet determination that earned King Charles's trust and prompted him to assign her deeper roles behind palace walls. But Catherine's rise hasn't happened in isolation. She's studied royal history, reflected on the past, and drawn from the wisdom of mentors. Her admiration for Queen Elizabeth II is evident, yet she isn't walking in someone else's footsteps. She's crafting her way forward, and she's doing so with Prince William by her side, creating a team-based approach to modern leadership that feels refreshingly different. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla's role is shifting. Though respected for her years of charitable work, her influence is now retreating. It's not a dismissal, it's a graceful transition. The monarchy is quietly adjusting, acknowledging the past, while leaning into the future, one that centers on Catherine's growing presence. What comes next, as the spotlight sharpens on her, will be far from easy. But Catherine's ability to stay composed in chaos has already proven she's ready. With Prince William, King Charles, and a carefully united royal front backing her, she's stepping into new challenges with quiet assurance. As secrets from the palace begin to unfold, do you believe Catherine holds the key to a brand new royal era? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a royal twist.